You crazy. Nigga, tell me like nigga, you alright? Case dismissed. Case dismissed. Case dismissed.
So, the untold story of Peter, Paul, and Jude Okoye, how fame destroyed one of Africa's biggest music families. So, here in the story, I'll be breaking down everything concerning P Square. I know that we know P Square, we know Peter, Paul, and Jude, they are brothers. So, but we don't really know the foundation of all these things that are going on online now. Some of us don't know. So in this video, I'll be breaking down everything. So if you're P Square fans, I guess former P Square fans, and if you still love them and you really want to know everything about them, stay tuned on this channel, on this video, because I'll be breaking down everything. So guys, welcome back to Gist with Ruru. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. Actually know him, then no, yeah, we know that he's a brother, we know that he's a manager. He was one managing everything, so it doesn't actually come out in the scene. To many fans, they look like they are perfect families now, but behind the expensive cars, packed stadium and chart-topping songs, cracks were beginning to appear. Those cracks could eventually grow into one of the most talked about family disputes in Nigeria. What's actually going now. The disagreement didn't just separate two brothers, it divided an entire family. Today, P Square doesn't exist anymore. Peter Okoye, Paul Okoye, and Jude Okoye have all publicly shared different versions of what happened. So what really caused the downfall of P Square? That's the question most people are asking. So let's go back to where it all began, because I'll be driving you guys. This is gonna be a very long ride, so stay with me. So the beginning of the war. Peter and Paul Okoye was born on November 18, 1981 in Jos, Plateau State, Nigeria. Growing up, the twins shared almost everything. They loved music, they loved dancing, they admired international stars like Mark Jackson and practiced their performance for hours. While attending school, they performed a music and dance group with friends. Their talents quickly became obvious. Soon they began writing songs and performing at local events. As their passion grew, another important figure entered the picture. Their elder brother Jude Okoye. Na him stand between these two brothers. So he stand between them. So my guys, let's continue with the story. Like the twins, Jude preferred working behind the scenes. He believed in their talents and helped organize their growing career. As time went on, he became more than just a brother. He became their manager. That was how he entered, though. That was how Jude entered the story. So together, the three brothers formed what many fans considered an unstoppable team. By the early 20s, P Square had become one of Nigerians' fastest rising music acts. Songs like Busybody, Like God, I so much love that song. Temptation, If You Do Me, I Do You, No One Like You, Personally, Shop My Money, Beautiful Onyinye, and there is this particular one, Ifunanya. Hey, God, I so much love this song. Ifunanya, Nyeromaka. Oh my God, I really love this song. So, guys, drop your thoughts. Drop your comments. Which one of these songs that I mentioned that you like? Which one of P Square's songs that you like? So just drop it in the comment section. I really enjoy Ifunanya. Ifunanya was the best for me that day in the record. So and many more became massive hits. Their music crossed borders. Fans from Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, Cameroon, Europe, and even North America knew the P Square name. Their stage performance became legendary. Many people compared their dance routine to international pop stars. Money poured in, brand endorsement followed. Concert sold out. Awards kept coming in. Behind every success performance was Jude Okoye, managing schedules, business deals, music videos, and negotiations. For years, the arrangement appeared to work perfectly, but success sometimes creates new pressures. And slowly disagreements began to grow, and that was it. Oh, the first signs of trouble. So stay tuned, I'll be breaking everything down. So around 2015 and 2016, fans began noticing unusual signs. The brothers were no longer appearing together as often. Rumors started spreading online. Some reports claimed that there were disagreements over management. Others suggested there were differences in creative direction. At the time, very little was officially confirmed. Eventually, Peter publicly expressed that he wanted changes in how the business was being run. Paul also shared his own views in interview, indicating that there were disagreements within the group. Jude, who had managed the group for many years, also defended his role, saying he had worked hard to build their success. Okay, from that point forward, it became clear that this wasn't just a normal disagreement. It involved family, business, trust, and years of working together. You know what that means? So then here comes the 2017, like in 2017 breakup. So in 2017, what many fans feared finally happened. P Square officially splitted. Hey God, they split. Peter began releasing music as Mr. P. Paul continued his solo career as Rude Boy, that we all know now. Fans across Africa were heartbroken. I was really heartbroken, guys. It thing pained me. It pained me. For many people, it was difficult to imagine one brother performing without the other. Serious, like it was not giving that vibe again. An interview continued over the years. Peter and Paul each explained the breakup differently. Peter said he wanted independence and greater control over his career. Paul suggested that the issues were no more complicated and involved long-lasting disagreement within the family. Jude also publicly responded at various times, sharing his perspective on his years of managing the group. Although all three spoke publicly, their account did not always match. That's what it will be. As a result, fans were left trying to understand what had really happened. What was the problem? Was the problem about money? Was it just family problem or management or something deeper? That question could continue to follow them for years. So guys, when P Square officially split in 2017, millions of fans hoped it was only temporarily. After all, Peter and Paul weren't just music partners, they were identical twins who had spent virtually their entire life together. Few people imagined the separation would last for years. Even fewer expected that the conflict would continue long after the reunion. As time passed, each brother began telling his own side of the story. Their interviews, social media posts, and public statements painted a picture of a family struggling with trust, communication, and business. After the split, Peter launched his solo career as Mr. P. Paul continued as Rude Boy, like I said before. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the twins were competing in the same industry as separate artists, which was never normal. Fans naturally compared every song they released. Many wondered whether their neither brother could recreate the magic they had together. They cannot again, because they have lost it. The emotions, the emotional connection people had with P Square remains strong. I think at concert and online, fans constantly ask one question: when will P Square come back? Yeah, we really want them back. Seriously, we really want P Square back. So the reunion that made headlines in 2021, something happened that surprised everyone. Videos of P Square and Peter, like Peter and Paul embracing each other, began circulating online. The twins appeared to have settled their differences. Soon after they announced their reunion, fans celebrated across Africa and beyond. Social media was flooded with messages welcoming P Square back. Like God, if you imagine this, the joy, God, it was massive. Concert organizers rushed to book the legendary duo. The reunion tour attracted huge crowd, proving that the love for P Square had never disappeared. Like God, these people their fan base is massive. For a moment, it looked as though difficult years were finally behind them. But while Peter and Paul had reunited professionally, not every issue has been resolved. Some disagreements remain beneath the surface. So, different story from different brothers, like every time. Over time, Peter, Paul, and Jude each gave interview discussing the past. Peter spoke about wanting fairness, transparency, and independency in business decisions. He also said that certain management arrangements had become a source of disagreement. Paul, on the other hand, sometimes expressed disappointment over how family issues became public. In different interview, he suggested that misunderstanding has grown over time, that communication has broken down. Jude also defended his record as a group long-time manager. He maintained that he had dedicated years to building the P-Square brand and helping the twins achieve international success. Okay, but one thing became clear. Although all three brothers we are talking about the same history, they often describe it differently. Because of these as in defined accounts, found it difficult to determine exactly where the relationship had broken down. So, one recurring term in the public discussion has been business. When family members work together, separating personal relationship from financial decision can be extremely difficult. Exactly. Questions about management, contract, royalty, ownership, and decision making became part of the public conversation. Peter had publicly stated that transparency and accountability were important issues for him. Jude said publicly rejected suggestion that he acted improperly and has defended his management of the group. Paul also shared his own perspective, sometimes calling for understanding while also expressing frustration over the public nature of the disagreements, because these matters have involved conflicting public statements and at times legal proceedings. Many detail remain disputes. What is clear is that trust between the brothers was seriously affected. So, millions of fans grew up listening to their songs, their celebrated weddings and P-Square music. They danced to their hits at parties, they watched the twins become global stars. That is why every new interview or public statement from Peter, Paul or Jude continues to attract so much attention as like what's actually going on now. People aren't just following celebrity news, they are hoping that one day the family relationship can truly heal. So as of today, Peter, Paul, Okoye, and Jude have each other continue to speak publicly about different aspects of their relationship. First, when this particular one started, it was when Peter posted something about his children knowing how to speak French, that he's proud of them, that very soon you go to Paris and France and build a house or get a house. So some of that, like people now showing him like there's something like as in, there's nothing like you going to learn other people's language when your children doesn't know your own language. That's Igbo now. They are from Igbo. That's when Rudeboy came to reply too. He even joined those people throwing his brother. It was not like he loved his he loved his language. He loved this one. That there's something like his language. That's the Igbo language. So this I think that I thought that this guy now got angry and decided to come out and say his own part of the problem. So after saying his own part of it, Jude came out again to disagree on what he said with his own part of evidence. Everybody just point out evidence. So guys, so some issues remain unsolved while others have become the subject of public and legal discussions. As events continue to unfold, new information may emerge and each brother may continue to share his perspective, like what is going on. Everybody, they are all coming out to see their own part of the thing. One thing, however, cannot be disputed. Together they change African music forever. I wish they will still know this thing. I wish. Together, they change African music forever. Whether performing as P-Square or pursuing separate career, their impact on industry remains undeniable. But perhaps the greatest lesson from this story is this: success can build an empire, yet maintaining trust within a family can sometimes be the hardest achievement of all. So guys, if you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out next deep dive into the biggest stories in Africa entertainment. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget that this is Gist with Ruru. Bye.